the banks, it was what's that? J.P. Morgan. They actually used slaves as collateral, man. For slavery. They used slaves as collateral for slave owners, man. J.P. Morgan, go to the Black History Museum.
It's called redlining.
Redlining, yep.
It's called redlining. That's what they do.
And after World War II, when Jake came home, they was discriminated against Jake. Jake couldn't own houses when they came back from those world wars. So, hey, don't think that, I hate when, Republicans, they think that what happened yesterday had nothing to do with today. That's what Esau thinks, man. But what happened yesterday affected today. We had a fucking 400-year head start.
Yes, sir. I seen that on Facebook. Somebody was doing it. They lined up all the so-called white people, and they lined up all the Jakes. And then they said, if you ever had to go through this, if you never had to do this or do this, take a step forward. If you never had to do this or do that, if you never been to jail, if you never, basically all the conditions of Jake, if you never had to go through any of the conditions of Jake, take this many steps forward. And when they got through, the Edomites was across the street. Jake was still on the line. He can't even move off the line.
That's that go fix. That's part of that go fix, man.
And then, go ahead, bro.
I'm just saying, it ain't the Esau. These Edomites do, you have a lot of Edomites that's getting money, but you have Edomites that ain't have a lot of money, but just the way the system's set up, they still can live a pretty lavish lifestyle, man.
Curses don't apply to them.
And your neighborhoods never got attacked. Oh, go ahead. No, your neighborhoods never got attacked. So your neighborhoods never got attacked. Your neighborhood never got targeted with crack cocaine, heroin. Because one of the other reasons that Esau has financial leverage, because somebody in his family statistically is gonna put you through college. It's at least one rich person in the Edomite's family. But with Jake, that uncle that could have helped your family out, he got strung out on crack in the 80s.
Right.
And that granddaddy that could have helped get you out of that push, he got strung out on heroin in the 80s. Then your the other cousin that could have helped you out, he got caught up in gang banging, which was set up by the elites back in the 90s. So guess what? So y'all was targeted, man. So Esau didn't have those same attacks to his people like we do, man.
Yeah, that's why they say he's not in trouble as other men are.
Esau. Then he'll put himself in like those life insurances. So basically when he died, he'll leave his family like thousands and thousands of dollars, man. Or millions.
Esau the thing is that's one thing too. Hey, because Jake don't know the difference between whole life and term life. You know what I mean? Hey, because you look at a so-called insurance policy, our parents, they'll get a $50,000 policy, which ain't gonna amount to nothing when they perish, but they're paying $600 a month. Esau will get a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 policy and pay $200 a month. So then when he passes on, the beneficiary is gonna be a $500 in there, easy just like that. But the Jake family is gonna get $50,000 and all that's gonna go to the funeral.
Or if you ask your family member to do it, he'll think you're trying to kill him. Or he don't want to leave you settled because of the curse. You think I'm gonna ask my dad that shit when he was living? Fuck no. Hey, this Ecclesiastes 26 and 28.
One second, Salat, bro. Salat.
You need to speak up, bro.
Okay. Hey, this Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealing, injuries.
Hey, unrighteous dealing, we can start right there.
That's right.
Going back to the damn treaties. Unrighteous dealing. And then the unrighteous dealing too. You the king of schemes, man. Redlining, all those different schemes. It's just schemes. Like y'all said, Esau was the original finesser. Esau been finessing. All right, Esau, the elites, all they do is meditate on how they gonna create other schemes. The finesse countries, the finesse people, man. That's a scheme is unrighteous dealing.
Going back into the Garden of Eden.
He can't sleep unless he comes on the phone, man.
Right.
How that cartoon picking the brain, come on?
What do you say? What we gonna do today?
Take over the world.
Y'all which one was you?
He in the brain.
Yeah, brain in this short motherfucker.
Okay.
That's representing the weeks. Good day, bro. Yeah, do everything.
Yeah, so take over the world, goddamn. Yeah, that's how it works.
Righteous dealings.
It's injuries and riches got by deceit.
And even if you broke down how much free labor they got off us, and we supposed to have a so-called 40 acres in the mirror, that's all righteous dealing. First of all, we didn't even get that, but that doesn't even equate to what you got from us. All right.
And injuries.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, the hangings, the lynchings.
Allowing Esau to call themselves gas so they can get particular lands and shit.
Yeah. Damn.
Hey, I read about the Taino Indians. They worked so hard in the mountains, like in them caves, like finding gold, and they died of exhaustion.
Yeah.
They literally died of exhaustion.
Well, their number decreased to 500.
Yeah.
So they had to basically bring implants, which were the Southern Kingdom, into their demographics.
That's why so many Southern Kingdom Israelites in Central and South America.
Yeah, fulfilling that prophecy in Genesis the 49th chapter when it talks about how Levi and Simeon should be amongst all the 12 tribes.
The life expectancy of a slave during the peak of that time, when the conquistadors and the Portuguese Northern Kingdom was 23, 24 years old. Those men was dying there young.
God
They were working them triple tank. They were finna pay.
Well, their sugar cane, you only had 1 day to process it after you pick it. So when they was picking their sugar cane, they were actually working 42-hour shifts, man. To get it picked, to get it processed, they were working 42-hour shifts. So they had to keep transporting slaves to the islands in Central and South America, man. You know, they had to keep shipping, man.
And what's the West Indian Dutch Company?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those in control of that? The West Indian Dutch Trading Company, something like that? What is behind that triangular slave trade?
Triangular trade.
Going from Africa to the islands. All right, but they was getting that money. It was the West Indian Dutch Company. Those were Edomites, man. All right, that was a big lick they hit, man. Human trafficking and free labor. It's going on 1619 to basically what 1865. But then we had the discrimination period from 1865 to 1970.
We're like 1500. They started bringing slaves
Jamestown, Virginia?
to the island. Portugal jumped it off. And then Spain came out to them. And then in 1619, that's when the Britons and French got into it, man. But Portugal and Spain jumped off in the 1500s. The first ship, Good Slave Jesus, what year it was?
Good ship, Jesus.
Like 1502.
Yeah.
You know?
But Jesus took the wheel.
Yeah.
Jesus took the wheel. Then Apostle Rumla was going into it too. Christopher Columbus had slaves on the ship in 1492.
Yeah, they brought back slaves to Seville, Spain.
Yeah.
You had that one TV series, I think it was on Showtime, it was called The Borgias. And they showed you they brought back a so-called Taino Indian. I think they brought them from the Dominican Republic, but they brought them back to Spain. They had them all chained up and brought them before King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. You know?
You know what they did the Natchez Trace Indians. They took one of them back to Spain. I learned about their history in the 8th grade. I forgot the explorer though, but an Edomite told us that they saw the beauty of that man and they took him back.
They did that. They showed you on the Borgia. They brought Native Americans back to Borgia. So the father Caesar Borgia. They were bringing different northern people back over there.
They showed that. They showed that in one of the series.
The kingdom is translated from one people to another.
And that's the end result, man. Now you got something? Yeah, I got something. All right.
Well, this Amos 2:6. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Israel, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they sold the righteous for silver and the poor for a pair of shoes, that pay after the dust of the earth on the head of the poor, and turn aside the way of the meek. And a man and his father would go in unto the same maid to profane my holy name.
Man, Jake was being wicked, man. So that's why we in this position. Like you said, Jake learned from Esau, and Jake used it on their own people, man.
Yeah, man. See, none of this happened by chance. Esau isn't that brilliant. He did all this, man. Like I said, he got it from Satan, but ultimately going back to what Deuteronomy 32, 33, it was said it was me that
32.
Yeah, 32, man.
Yeah.
Like I set you up.
Forsake your fathers.
Yeah, because he was start cursing out Esau. Like I did that. I put you in power, man. In so many words. All right, go ahead, bro.
It says, this is Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and it says, and the borrower is servant to the lender.
See, that's the new slavery. After they ended at 100% free slavery, then they went to that. The borrower is servant to the lender. They went to debt slavery. The rat race, man. So it's going back to those unrighteous dealers. They got these schemes like that monopoly board with the fake money. They kind of find out the FRN is like fake money, but they got those different schemes to keep you in slavery, man. All right.
Hey, Deuteronomy 28 and 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high.
That's why there's brother mentioned earlier, there's an income gap, man. An income disparity. All right, you can go into the stats, man. Like the income, the net worth of a so-called black family is like $1,400, versus the net income of a so-called white family is like $116,000. And then I want to say it's in Baltimore or Boston. The average net worth is about $8, whereas the average net worth of the Edomite family is like $100-something thousand. All right, and that's a great gap, man. And that's on a peasant level. That's on a goyim level, man. All right.
And thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt now lend to him.
And Esau set up a franchise. There's a national franchise with the 12 tribes. That's why Esau said, look, we're gonna run the fucking world, all right? We're gonna put y'all under us. That's right. The East Indian, going back to Psalms 83, so-called, that's why they don't tell you Israelites when you walk in the store. They end on your blindness. They end on the captivity. That's right. So-called East Indians, the so-called Africans, so-called Koreans, so-called Chinese, all right? That's why in your raggedy neighborhood, their shop is there. Their gas station is there, man. The weed store, man. They left you nothing so you can make money off yourself. But here you are sliding that big dusty ass barbecue grill in front of that gas station trying to sell a slab of meat, man. You're at the bottom.
Back in the scripture, he shall be the head and thou shalt be the tail.
And he shall be the head, meaning he's going to be empowered and we're going back. He's going to be the reaper and you're going to be the sower. All right?
I got a quick one.
All right.
James 2 and 6. Oh, yeah? It said, but ye have despised the poor, do not rich man oppress you.
Do not rich men oppress you? All right, you are oppressed. Getting paid below the living requirement is oppression. Working just to barely survive, that's oppression.
Or needing disability, you can't get disability.
And that's hey, you sick, you can't take a sick day off, man. You oppressed, man. Or you get a vacation, but now you broke because you never got paid on it in the first place. So you got a vacation day, but you can't even take them, man.
Oh, yeah.
You got to prove to the judge that you are a good father, and that's why you should have custody of your child. That's oppression. You get emasculated in front of the fucking judge over someone came by to your testimony.
Then he decided, are you really good enough?
Yeah, he decides it.
Why do you judge be women too?
Yep, and we're not even gonna get into that avenue. That's a whole other spirit, man. All right, go ahead.
It said, do not wish man oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats.
Because the course is another scheme. That's why Esau has it set up to where you systematically go to prison. If you're part of the 12 tribes, there's a good chance you're gonna go to the prison because for one, you're poor. They put all the traps in your neighborhood. All right, go ahead.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 7. The rich ruleth over the poor,
Spirit.
and the borrower is servant to the lender.
You're a debt slave. Speaking of prison, you in jail paying out debt. Like you got speeding fines and shit. All right, you're paying out debt, man. All right, go ahead, Chicago.
This is book of Sirach 13 and 2. Burden not thyself above thy power while thou livest, and have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than thyself.
Yeah, that man can destroy you, man. But then you'll have Jake like yelling, let me in, let me in.
Like Jake on the west side of Jackson trying to hang with Jeff Bezos or something like that. You ain't gonna be able to fellowship, man.
Yeah.
What do y'all have in common? You know what I'm saying?
Money talks, man.
Or you entertainers who think that shit like sitting on the cover and begging, wrongs and shit.
Was he begging the nigga on Facebook?
At the end of the day, your enemy is not going to teach you how to overpower them.
That's right.
They're not going to give no Israelite that type of money because now you're a threat.
They're trying to secure their position.
Yeah. That's not even, I'm not going to even say wicked. It is wicked. But it's just the nature of man that's in power. If you my slave and I'm in power off your labor, why would I teach you how to elevate from their position so you can compete with me.
Yeah, that'll be stupid. Like, why would I? Yeah.
Now for my power.
That's why slaves get put to death for trying to learn how to read, man.
Knowledge is power.
That's why the system just goes to the pit. It's democracy. Democracy means what? The people rule.
Yeah.
That's an illusion. That's
right.
And they teach you those different allegiances when you're going through the education system, the State of Union address, we the people. You know, hey, that's all to keep your mind in prison.
Indoctrination.
It's sorcery.
Indoctrination.
It's a sorcery.
You're in the spell.
That's why they can't get out of that mindset of we have to vote our way out of our situation.
Right.
You can't vote your way out of this system.
Never in history has a nation of people got out of slavery to voting
Yeah.
and to overcome their oppressors.
Hey, but these the same people who so-called set you free and release the gates and let you wander off like cows, man. The same people who so-called set you free and allowed you to fend for yourself. All right, going out there, nigga. You know, now you're saying, oh, I choose you. Oh, you're great. Oh, you're pleasant. That's crazy. That's Stockholm Syndrome, man.
And you niggas are so fucking basic. You get sold off of a good speech. All right, but you here's gonna bring out something.
And the scripture in the book of John says to do what? Try the spirit by the spirit, man. Even though you're not supposed to look for an heathen to rule over you or be a judge or master king dominating over you, you know, but the scriptures also said to try the spirit by the spirit. People are moved by their emotion. Oh, he used a big word. That sounds good. That was very elegant. Oh, I think he'll do a good job. It's all based upon what they perceive to be as the inward parts of their heart, man.
Got the suits, the clean, serving faces, the other way.
Why would I? You think that Esau he's gonna put people in power, so keep your ass oppressed? Why would I give you a hero to overcome me?
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
And it says, back in Sirach 13:2, have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than thyself, for how agree the kettle and the earthen pot together? For if the one be
Two different issues, man. Two different entities.
There's another scripture in Sirach that tells you that the rich and the poor can't sit together.
That's right, bro.
They're gonna offend each other.
Yeah.
You're gonna think the rich dude is arrogant because the rich dude has an entitled mindset. All right, you're gonna think he's an asshole, and the poor dude, you're not even gonna go on his level, man.
But what do you have in common?
Right.
That's what's most important. That's why you go to school, you go to college, and you have a professor teach you how to be a businessman. Or he's teaching you how to be an employee. But you say, okay, I don't want to be an employee. Show me how to own something. Show me how to be an entrepreneur. And he get offended at your speech. And because he's an employee, his mentality, his mind, it can only see that. The only way you can be an entrepreneur or be an owner is to speak unto somebody who has done that and walked that walk. That's why the scripture goes into how the experience of man, you know, because experience is what is most important. Right? Even the time before the so-called school structure that we have right now, you had trade school where you can go in and you can exercise your skill, whether it was in arts and crafts, whether it was in carpentry, whether it was in masonry, so on and so forth. The CDC. And those were the times when people who was able, they want to get into welding, I'm just going to be an expert in welding. I'm going to be a master builder. I'm going to be great in building. That's going to be my trade because it's something that I actually physically like to do. But and then you can take that same skill and trade and become an owner. But
They ain't tell us this shit.
They sold everybody with those degrees. Everybody, our generation, the millennial generation, going back to the baby boom, especially the millennial generation, we got sold with those degrees. We thought the degree was more superior than the trade.
That's right.
You know?
Now you got Jake saying, yeah, I know college is a scam now, but I still want that degree. And you know how the line is.
I got some.
You gonna play it all right? Go ahead, bro. Fuck it.
you can finish your
I'm sorry, man.
Oh yeah, degree means downgrade.
Yeah.
You know, so basically, you will go to college for 4 years, and you'll make what, $25,000, $26,000, right? But now you gotta pay a student loan.
That's right.
Back.
Yep.
You got car insurance. You got a car note. You gotta live. You gotta eat. You gotta put gas.
Right.
So you probably within that 25,000, you may be bringing in 18,000.
Yeah.
So now you need your masters to compensate that. So now that loan is increased to 50-something thousand.
And now it's not even a guarantee if you got a job lined up.
Exactly.
That's right.
might be overqualified.
Yeah.
Overqualified.
But man, can I say one more? But meanwhile, Esau down here, like in Mississippi, he'll get out of high school and go straight to offshore, and within a year or two, he's making 6 figures. It don't make sense.
Hey, what does overqualified mean? I can't do timetable because I know cactus. What the hell that mean?